Yeah! Welcome to MCU Mondays.
Woo!
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two. Actually, oh wait, David says, I'm coming. I'll be there in just a few minutes. You can start without me if you have to. I'm going to pretend I got that message before we started. Hey, welcome to MCU Mondays, where it's Monday. Here we are. It's on Monday, right?
Yes.
Debbie, how's it going?
Good. Got blown away today. It was cold, but I'm excited to talk about
What state are you in that you got blown away?
Indiana.
Indiana. Okay, well, I was going to sing a different song, but that's fine. I don't have an Indiana song on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, I should send you one.
It's fine.
It's an oldie. It's an
Buddy
oldie.
goodie?
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. I'm gonna rejoice here for a moment in the fact that look at how well everything, my whole color scheme is going with the background and the I mean, it's just really, it's all coming together right now, and that's only gonna last until David gets his freaking butt here and
ruins everything.
But I recently just put up MCU Mondays. We're popular. I was doing this pose. That's I like to do that when we start, like, hey, or something. I don't know, sometimes. But and it was like I clicked into the Geek News Now videos, and it was like most popular videos, and it was me sitting there doing like this, and I was like, nice. So. Geek News Now is the place to go, and MCU Mondays is where we are right now, where we're going to be talking about the third episode of Hawkeye. Super excited for it. Very excited to talk about. There was actually a part where I was like, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't feel that way during the first two episodes, but I was sitting there going, yes, this, but that does worry me. The fact anyway, we're gonna get into that, and also there's a trailer. I do every time. There's a trailer out for Across the Spider-Verse, which is the I think it's called Across. But it's the sequel to the Spider-Verse movie, which is an amazing movie that Debbie hasn't seen yet, but she's going to see, and that's okay. But I hope that watching this trailer will actually, it might spoil something for you, but I tell you, it'll just invigorate you to go see it, because you'll see the animation style, you'll see the humor in it, and you're just gonna want to go see the original so that you can get excited to go see the next one. I guarantee it. Well, we'll watch it. It's coming up. But hey, for now, let's get started. Where's that theme song? Right at the top. Okay.
Theme song guy.
Oh, yeah! It's MCU Mondays on Geek News Now. We're talking about all Geek News Now. Movies and TV and comics, news, weather, opinions, breaking news and reviews. It's Geek News Now. It's
Hi, Travis.
Yeah. Oh, we got comments?
Yes.
Travis. What's up, Travis? Hi. Yeah, I actually promoted the show earlier today. I played some Red Dead Redemption, and I was like, hey, later, I'm not going to be playing this game. I'm going to be hosting a show. And now, hey, I said hi earlier. That's what we're doing now. We're talking about Hawkeye.
With this collar on, my superpower is just unbridled cancer. Give me a bow and arrow, I'm basically Hawkeye.
Ooh. Some would call him the most useless of the Avengers. Other would say, hey, he's the one that's not, he doesn't have a suit. He's literally just, he said it himself. We're fighting androids. We're fighting a bunch of robots. The island is floating. I've got a bow and arrow. Here we are. But before we do that, I kind of want to wait and see if, I think there's someone saying hi to your cat. Just don't let the cat knock over the microphone again. That's
Oh no, she did that earlier.
Chewie. Throw me the hydro spanner. The hydro spanner.
Damn it, Chewie.
Fantastic. So, okay, what we're gonna do now? No more waiting. No more time. We got to check out this trailer for the Amazing Spider, or not the Amazing Spider-Man, the Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse is the first one, Across the Spider-Verse, and that one won some awards. Let's check out the trailer for the newest one.
She was a bad bird, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Every time I'm leaving on you, you don't make it easy, no. Wish I could be
Miles! Miles! You got a minute?
Oh, what? Whoa, Gwen, how did you get? How have you been?
It's a long story. Is this the room you grew up in?
It is, but my dorm room is very adult.
Right. No, of course. Hey, are these your drawings?
What? No,
Oh,
no.
good. I missed you too.
Okay. So, what are you doing here?
I take that as a
I
compliment.
mean,
Somebody draw me.
never see you again.
Want to get out of here?
I'm grounded.
What?
Bummer.
Lame.
What?
Is Spider-Man grounded?
That's cool.
I mean, I
Hot. Nice. Part one. My goodness. So that is the trailer for Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, which, Debbie, I know you haven't seen the first one. It's pretty fantastic, and that's actually where a lot of people were expecting the multiple Spider-Mans in the upcoming movie. That's partially because in the Into the Spider-Verse, he meets like 5 different versions of, actually way more than 5, but like a bunch of different versions of Spider-Man. One of them is called like Spiders Man. It's just like he's made of spiders, and then like another one is a pig Spider-Man, and that's one of these. Yeah. And then like but one of them, the main one that he ends up working with, is like an older kind of jaded Peter Parker. And he's just like eating burgers, and this is the guy that's helping Miles Morales out, and that's also how he meets Spider-Gwen. And you could see the animation style in this, I think, is pretty freaking amazing. What do you think from seeing this? You haven't seen the first one. I recommend it, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, it looks pretty cool. Like you said, I haven't seen the first one. I think I remember seeing a preview for it, and I couldn't tell you what movie it was. What year that came out? A couple years ago, 2018, 19, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever was popular back then. It might have been a Jurassic Park movie. I'm not sure, but anyway, so yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm kind of confused with how they're traveling through portals. Because I'm like, is Doctor Strange in this or what?
Watch the first one. And also, that's probably why this is being released after that as well. But yeah, Sony's definitely trying to capitalize on the Spider-Verse. But this is also the directors of this movie. I think they won some awards for it, but it was also the directors that were originally in charge of the Solo movie that they fired, 75% of the way through shooting, and then had because of creative differences. Then they went on to make Into the Spider-Verse, which won a bunch of awards. And before that, I'm pretty sure they're the guys that did 21 Jump Street, because I was watching it the other day and I was like, what? No wonder. That's great. So I think it looks pretty awesome. I'm excited for this for sure. My brother sent me this. He was like, hey, Spider-Verse stuff. And I was like, well, it matches the whole scheme here. So let's do it. So that looks good, I think. Especially, I am looking forward to Spider-Man and the whole Multiverse of Madness thing. And I think that is coming out. I'm not sure when that's coming out. But anyway, and things get delayed all the time. You never know. Multiverse of Madness. I think it
said October 2022.
Yeah, and they could say, no, we're pushing it back.
Again.
That's what they did with like most of the Marvel slate. They were like, here's when it's And back in the day, they did it with Star Wars. They were like, we're gonna have a Boba Fett movie and an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, and then like The Last Jedi came out, and they were like, we're not doing that. It's like, that's how the Mandalorian. People are just like, I love the Mandalorian, but I was like, do you know how that came out? Like, it was because, all right.
We may not be getting movies, but we're getting a series. So,
well, that's what they love to do. Which is, in this case, actually pretty enjoyable. Hawkeye. Better than I thought it was going to be. And I'll say, I think I was saying last week, the first two episodes, I wasn't super feeling it. And it was a lot of exposition. It was a lot of building up. And there were some fight scenes and some things, but I wasn't. I would say this episode, I was like, that's what I wanted. And I'll dive into that in a minute. But what did you think, Debbie, about this episode of Hawkeye, the third episode?
Well, what I liked about the first two was that we're doing a little origin story, little backstory, because we don't particularly know these characters that well in regards to Kate. And in this episode, we got a little bit of a backstory on Echo, which is a character I wasn't very familiar with. So I like that they're doing it. I mean, they're not making it long and drawn out or anything. It's pretty quick and to the point as to their backstory, what's kind of pushing them into why they're doing what they're doing now. So I really love that. And especially the part where Echo's a little girl and you see that little, or the big hand that comes in, you hear the little laughter, and I'm like, oh my God, Kingpin.
So, yes, very early on in the episode, we see young Echo at a martial arts thing, and there's basically, you're going to go with uncle's, her dad, who you've been kind of getting to know, is like, your uncle's going to take you home, or not even your uncle, but uncle, kind of like a title, is going to take you home. And then you just see like the hand and the chuckle, and it's like,
and God, does it sound like him?
Kingpin! Mephisto confirmed. No, we got him. No, this is, dude, I freaked out. I immediately, because I was watching it like a day later, And my brother was like, I just watched and he sent me a gif of a target with a bullseye. And he's like, I just watched the new episode. And that's all he said. And I was like, ah. And I said, I'm about to, and I sent him some eyes. I said, I'm about to eyes it now. So we
David's
have fun
here.
like that. No, he's not.
Yeah, I
There he
am.
is.
Here I am.
Hey, when you're late, you wait. All right. I was telling a story about a story told through text, which is always more fun when you have to say it. Hey, welcome, David. How you doing?
Good. It's all
Have
good.
you seen the Spider-Verse trailer?
I have not seen
Do you
it.
want to see it? Let's watch it again.
I've been
Here we go.
saving
David.
myself for this.
Whoa, wait. Oh, so you want to watch it?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
I was about to say.
No.
Here we go. We're gonna start it over.
Been going in with virgin eyes, so
That's it. Full screen this for myself.
She was a bad bad, nevertheless.
I love the animation style they used for this.
yeah, it's okay.
Come on, give it a second. It's better than like half the stuff that comes out. It's just
Well,
like
it's
Got a
better than
minute?
anything that's on Disney right now.
Whoa.
Yes,
Gwen, how
like the
did-
new
how did you-
DuckTales.
How did you get?
yes.
How have you been?
That's what I'm saying. Most stuff that comes out, they use
Is this the room you grew up in?
3D
It is,
technology because
But,
it's easier.
my dorm room is
This
very
uses it
adult.
Right. No, of course.
pushing
Hey, are these your
limits. I
drawings?
think.
What? No,
Somewhere.
no.
Good.
Shut up now.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Missed you too.
Okay.
It's a compliment.
So,
and he can
what are
draw.
you doing
It's
here?
artistic.
I mean, I thought I'd never see you again.
Want to get out of here?
So she's Spider Gwen. When does she become Gwenpool?
Bummer.
What?
Is Spider-Man grounded?
I mean, I
The hotness. The hotness is right here. David, your thoughts? We already talked about it a little bit. Debbie hasn't seen the first one. You have. What are your thoughts?
I'll go see it just because I really enjoyed the first movie. I didn't think I was going to, but
Sure.
it turned out a lot better than what
The
I
humor was great,
thought. Yeah,
don't you think?
absolutely.
The story, pretty entertaining, I have to say. We were talking a little bit about it. The directors of that original one were the ones that were doing Solo, and they're the same guys that did 21 Jump Street and a couple of other films back in the day. So I very much enjoy their work, is what I can say. And not because of Solo, but because of things outside of that got reshot. And I would actually definitely pay money to see their like original cut of that film. I wonder how different it is. I really do. But anyway.
Our stream has been suspended.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, why?
Probably because we were watching a trailer, which,
Ugh.
and I'm sure it's just on YouTube. So just on
On Facebook.
Facebook,
So if you're still watching on YouTube, stay with us.
or just go over to YouTube and
No, she's on YouTube because she doesn't have Facebook. So
Uh-oh.
ridiculous. It's the kind of thing that later comes back and it's like, oh,
Hey,
she
by
said
the
it didn't happen the first time, but the second time you showed it, it got suspended.
David, get out of here!
Sorry.
Your presence.
Damn it, David!
Look, it's gone. We're back. Here we are. Don't worry. Here, you know what? Let me just play something.
Men, we don't know what we did.
Is that
That's about right.
every single trailer I play offends them?
Yes, every single thing I say offends them.
Who are you calling them?
I gotta say, Boba, this is one beauty of a ship. Not crazy about the name, though.
All right. Hawkeye.
I heard. Okay, so I heard you talking about Uncle, and
That's what we were talking about right when you showed
see,
up. Yeah.
and it was funny because I sat there and told Luke, I was like, "That's Kingpin. It's got to be the Kingpin." And Luke's online and he's looking at Wikipedia and everything. He's like, "No, because Kingpin killed her dad, not Ronan." But we looked at it, and the way that her father was killed in the comic books was the exact same way. I mean, it was portrayed exactly this way, except it was Ronan instead of Kingpin. Kingpin did it in the comics, and Ronan did it for the sake of what we're doing now. But I kept telling him, I'm like, they just replaced the figure. That's all they did. Now he's an uncle instead of
And tell him to look up who is Echo's adoptive father figure in Daredevil type guy.
Yeah.
Kingpin, and in who is Echo commonly associated with Daredevil?
Daredevil.
Who did Kevin Feige recently confirm you're going to be seeing? Charlie Cox. Like, if
yes.
Supposedly, look, I'm just saying, throwing it out there. If you were to see some sort of Daredevil type character, Marvel has one of those. He would be being played by this person. I don't know where you'd see him. Spider-Man. I don't know where
we've already discussed this. It's She-Hulk.
Or She-Hulk. Who cares? Wherever. Anywhere. We know there's going to be Charlie Cox. That's basically what's been confirmed. Daredevil's coming back, and it's going to be the Netflix version of it. Now, I don't think I've seen confirmed Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. I saw the hand, and I was like, and I did a little
It sounds
dance.
like him, and on Twitter, he has been giving
I don't doubt it.
here and
I
there.
just can't say, I can't tell you right now, oh, we've confirmed. No, I can't say that.
We're still dealing with rumors.
Yeah, but when I saw that hand, you, me, and everybody else was like, boom, boom. This is different than the fly on the wall in WandaVision. Oh, by the way, Mephisto confirmed. And this is different than Boner alert.
I would love to see Vincent come back. That would be.
What if they did that? What if they did it? He was like Ralph and Boner. Ralph Boner's father.
Don't do that.
What, you guys are expecting Kingpin? Oh, did you MCU fans think something fun was going to happen? Nope. We do what we want here.
I just looked at IMDb, and he is still not confirmed on IMDb as being in Hawkeye.
I think, kind of like with the hand, we're just gonna see little teeny tiny kind of like with Thanos, just little tiny pieces here and there.
And honestly, I think even if they keep it just like that, I mean, even if they just name drop, I think I'd be happy with that.
That wouldn't be enough for me. Frankly, after in WandaVision where they're like, we've got an astrophysicist, and the next episode they're like, it's just some chick. What, you were thinking Fantastic Four? And then they were like, here is literally Quicksilver from the Fox series. And then they were like, they made a dick joke. They did that. I didn't do that. Disney, Marvel, Disney Plus for their first series was like, okay. So I can't put anything past that. I have no idea what I'm constantly shocked by the decisions that they make. How is this? We'll see, So I have no. That has nothing to do with Disney. So you can tell. Look, I'm not biased. Crazy stuff happens everywhere. I gotta say, okay, let's talk about this episode of Hawkeye. Vincent D'Onofrio is definitely associated, obviously, with Kingpin. People are expecting to see him in the show. Do you think we'll be seeing him in character in the show?
If we do, I hope it's just an end credit scene on the last episode.
Yeah.
Just kind of a like Thanos was with the first Avengers movie. Just kind of a tease where you're like, oh, now I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
Debbie, you agree?
I think, more than likely it would either be, like I said, little pieces throughout the rest of the series in an end credit scene. I would see it more. I mean, he could pop up in Echo, which would make more sense. But
which is
the spinoff for Hawkeye.
Yes.
Now, that's the thing. That's
or
happening.
whenever they decide to do a movie that kind of brings all these characters together, and then we would see Vincent and maybe Charlie.
I think in this case, less is more, and that way you don't run into boner alerts like that, to where it's like, oh well, he's in there, but you just didn't do it right, you know.
They like to get us excited and then just dash our dreams and just
you read
throw
reports.
us out the street.
With the original boner alert, which, if you're just tuning in, why we have that is because back in the day, they were making WandaVision, and they were like, hey, Disney now owns the rights to Fox, and then we're going to put the Fox's Quicksilver, the guy that played him, we're going to use him in the show as Quicksilver. And after the fact, and then they literally made it oh, what's your name? Ralph Boner? What? Like, oh, no, you just had millions of people getting psyched up for the finally introduction of mutants into the MCU. Hey, boner. And then you read the reviews later, or this after the fact, the person's like, well, we just didn't think that people would associate that stuff. And I was like,
then why did you do it?
Yeah. Fire that
lying.
person. That's like, we didn't think. If you didn't think that, you and whoever didn't warn you should be fired, and whoever went along with this. Kevin Feige, did you not know they were doing this? Unless they're gonna like play it off later, like they do with everything that they do a boner alert with.
I love the fact that Chris just said,
Mandarin, he's back. Look, 10 years later. We're gonna.
I just love the fact that Chris said back in the day we were watching WandaVision. I'm like, that was like 11 months ago.
That was
80
back in the
years
day.
ago.
It was a day back in that day. Remember that day when we were doing it? Yes. All right. It's a common expression.
You remind me of my wife.
I'm sorry?
I said you remind me.
No, I'm sorry that you said that while making heavy eye contact and applying lip balm.
It's usually what I say to my kids when I'm talking about when I was a kid. I always say, well, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Well, I was talking about that too. Well, in a different circumstance. I was just saying, yeah, back in my day when I was a child,
we were watching WandaVision.
A show would come on at 7 p.m. Eastern, something else Central. I was just, they were like, what are the time zones in the U.S.? And I was like, well, there's two I know of for sure.
Eastern and Central.
Because they used to say, yeah. And I guess they had a different commercial for the other two time zones. Screw you guys. Time zones, right? We have fun.
Power dampening collar.
Bad rating. Still haven't clipped
So I
that
have
correctly.
a question.
Yeah,
I have
go
a
on.
question. We see Echo's dad being killed by Ronan, right?
Correct.
Or
Now-
some person in the Ronin suit.
Yes. So is it Hawkeye? Because I cannot follow the timeline. I don't know what year we are or anything. But is it Hawkeye? Which I don't think it is. or is it Jack? Eleanor's-
Swordsman.
Yeah.
That's actually a legitimate question because we haven't fully uncovered what exactly Ronan is or what he's done. All we know is it was a suit that he wore for a while. Then why is the swordsman so interested in it? Why does he want it so badly?
I think the sword.
Like, what does he care?
I think he just wanted the sword.
Well, we're about to find out. I can tell you because how did this episode end with a little like Hawkeye at the swordsman's got him with the sword. Like, oh, you don't even have an arrow. Look out. And he's right up close. That's also not good for you. Okay, wait. Before we go any farther, this episode, I liked the combat that they had in the warehouse, but I gotta say, my nerd film, I was like losing it when they were escaping and they get into the car and they start doing the circulating camera shot.
The one shot.
And it's all one shot. And I was just like, and then they keep going. I was just like, oh, dude. And I was like, you know how many cars and stuff? That's all practical effects. They didn't just work that. That was timing. That was like, oh, okay, when we're spinning the camera and you know how much work that is? And like, I was okay. I was, yes. Okay, here we are. We had a little bit of that kind of like well done camera work in the original opening shot when they were doing the down the staircase and the attack. But I gotta say, in this episode, when that was happening, I was like,
Luke made.
You get hot bothered, Chris.
Luke made
I wasn't bothered.
That, in fact, he even said, "Oh, that's great! They just did it all. They didn't break away for anything." And I was like, "It's called a one shot." And I said, "I think the longest one in movie history was Goodfellas, if I'm not mistaken."
I don't know if it still is because after that movie,
1914 or 17, 1917.
World War One.
Yeah.
But that entire movie was like kind of done in a one shot type of way. So I don't know if that still stands. But yeah, Goodfellas, that's if people are, I tell you, in film history class, that is shown. Okay.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that. And it's a great one. I mean, that's the whole thing is, and you'll hear people talk about like the blocking and timing and like the whole thing about the art of film is like, what do you capture on film? And that's how much light is let into the lens. So what's blocking what? What can you see? What's in frame? What's big? What's small? And to put all of that into play. And back in the day, film is that you had maybe one or two chances to get it done and get it done right. Now you can delete it. We can just digitally store it. No, back and Inglourious Bastards, they use film to burn down. That's a real thing because now it's people. Some people are nerds.
Thor, what do you know?
Is he asleep?
No. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Are you gonna do this? Give me something here. You're like a sphinx. I can't read you.
I think I'll take it.
Go on. Pym, Arrow. What do you think about that?
Oh gosh, that was so awesome.
It sounded like you hated it. You're like, oh gosh, it's so awesome.
Are you kidding me? This baby is off the charts. Why?
Oh, a sarcasm detector. Well, that's a really useful invention.
Did you not like it, Dave?
I have issues with the whole Pym
particle,
everything, the Pym particles. Oh, you know, I mean, it says we reduce the space between the atoms so you still maintain your mass and everything. So he's still able to run up a gun. But if I'm holding a gun like this and a full-grown man, 150, 200-pound man is running up, I'm going to go like this because it's heavy.
And if you suddenly got giant, that wouldn't give you the ability to suddenly walk through an airplane, right? It's just expanding the.
And on that note,
it's a movie, damn it!
A little 2-ounce arrow coming down, even though it's huge, still has that same mass. It's not going to break a car in half. I'm sorry.
Size matters not. But that's the whole thing is size. That's their whole thing. You can't just say size matters. He gets small and then big, and that's the I don't know. What are you gonna do?
I mean, I thought it was good. In fact, Luke was sitting there going, "What are they doing? What are they doing?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a Pym arrow. That's what making it bigger." Of course.
Everyone, when they saw Pym, they're just like, "That's the thing that does the thing." I wonder if it's gonna get small. Also, they just leave it. Like, what happened on that bridge? Was there a news report later? Giant freaking arrow ruins bridge. Giant arrow bridge. National news. Avengers stuff is happening, people. Hey, look at this arrow. It's as big as a building. That doesn't just, and it's in this bridge, which is now destroyed. Is that not on the news? How does that get clear? They just leave it. I don't know. Are we going to see it tomorrow? Because that is the thing about the show. It's 6 episodes, and it's basically like 6 days. Like, Dad, are you going to get home? And that was really a moving scene. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But David, I feel like you were about to say something.
I was going to say it's the same thing that happened in because I was watching Iron Man 1 the other day.
Oh, good.
And he says, what do I do about this plane? Oh, I don't know, what training accident? We'll just mark it up to training accident. So. And that's what it is. They're just hiding the Avengers. They're basically...
And that's what they do the next day. Yeah, he's like, we can't just do that. It doesn't work that way, right? It's not as simple as just saying it's a training accident.
You can't say a huge freaking arrow in the middle of a bridge. That's a training accident. Don't worry about
nowadays, like, it was a Avengers training. Luckily, no civilians have been injured.
Only bad
we
guys.
Classify. Yeah, exactly. That's like people were in. Like, yeah, did people die? Yeah. Is the bridge shut down? Look, calm down. It's not an Ultron level scenario, people. Look, we've got to gauge our alertness. A giant arrow, that's just another thing that happens in a day in the multiverse, okay? Giant arrow pops up. What are you going to do? All right, get to work, take a different commute, avoid this bridge. Okay, this
Until
is...
we get it fixed, yeah.
This is the world we live in, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on.
Yeah. Look. You live in Kansas, you got tornadoes and Superman. You live in New York, you got Spider-Man and Daredevils and all kinds of stuff. Hulks and things.
Last time I was in New York,
where
I
is
broke
the thing?
Harlem.
Mutants. Everyone's based in New York. Professor X's mansion is like in upstate New York. They're just like
the Avengers
secret
compound.
Jet ride away. Like, let's introduce these characters. Who bought the tower? Tony's Tower. Avengers Tower. Who bought it? Kingpin?
Kingpin. That's what I was thinking.
Or was it Fantastic Four?
Ooh.
Phase 4.
Because that Avengers A could be transformed into a 4 with very little work.
It's easier than I make it look.
Yeah.
Kiff, we have a conundrum.
It could be. Could be. They leave it up there. They don't answer it. So Tony sold that years ago. And they had moved to the Avengers compound. That's also one of the things that's kind of been playing in the background of this whole thing is the fact that they were after, because we talked about in the first episode, it was like a crime turducken. It's like there's an illegal auction getting raided by like gangsters that she's infiltrating. Thank goodness she happens to have a waiter's outfit as opposed to the red dress you're supposed to wear. Whatever, forget that. Anyway, all these crimes are happening. What they were after was kind of that watch, and possibly over. And I think he said it in this episode. He said,
"What's that watch do? What's the deal with the watch?"
Well, he said it's kind of concerning to think that there are just things out there from the Avengers compound up for sale. But yeah, that is the question. What does the watch do? If a pair of glasses like it stand down, Edith. I tapped him. If a pair of if a pair of glasses can do can do what they do, then what is that watch capable of? I've seen people pay for things with watches. It happens. That's in real life. All right. So look out. In the MCU, it's a multiverse door. You had those this whole time? Well, we're correcting it after the fact. I don't know. Who knows? This watch, though, it's dangerous.
This watch is going to be the boner. This will be everybody's, oh, what's the watch about? What's the watch about? It's nothing. It's literally nothing. It belonged to Tony Stark, and that was it.
Someone just in the last episode is going to pick it up and be like, oh, my watch.
Or how about this? It was Tony's watch that Tony's father gave to him at some point in his life. So it was actually Howard's watch that's now Tony's watch that's now being sold on a black market.
Here we go. It was Tony's watch, but it was a gift. And when you read the engraving on the watch, it says Ralph Boner.
To my biggest fan.
Now we know the name of the person that was living in the WandaVision. We've got to track down this guy because now he means something. So we're trying to correct that mistake.
I'm not saying that from the ashes of captivity never has a greater Phoenix metaphor been personified in human history.
A lot of fun this episode, a lot more action. I think those first two episodes was very expository. This is this character. I like that they showed a lot of her training literally in that montage, David, like you were saying last week. That's the place to put it. There you go. But there's still a lot to explain. How did these two meet up? What's he doing there? What's she doing there? Blah, blah, blah. We kind of got that big chunk in those first two episodes, and we had some fun. We had the LARP, there was action. We had that first big scene. So for people that say I'll say that it was a little bit slow in those first two episodes, but at the same time, I'm not saying that they didn't do some pretty impressive stuff. But I think in this one, this just took it to the next level. They're escaping. They're actually moving. Now we're in it. This was explaining how we got into it. Now we are in it, ladies and gentlemen. And it ends right on that cliffhanger of, and that's when they're investigating. They broke into Bishop's security, which she's a part of. So rich. Spoiled rotten. I like how they were saying that.
And her mom is sketchy as hell.
So sketch.
I still think too.
Constantly wearing red. Look out.
And it was one of my favorite scenes in this particular episode. It was right there
Debbie's
at the first.
Wearing red.
Debbie's wearing red. She's got the red dress on.
I didn't even realize that.
I
knew I was wearing red.
Debbie, it's just a red herring.
I
and Mephisto. See,
if you ever watched Scooby-Doo Kids, Fred, the kid, would always blame this guy known as Red Herring. It's like, I bet it was Red Herring.
Was that Scooby-Doo Kids or a pup named Scooby-Doo? Was that
maybe,
it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
back a long time ago.
Something, whatever it was called. Yeah, Fred would always be like, I bet it was Red Herring. And I'm just like, that's way to try and inadvertently teach people, cartoon maker. Anyway, David, I'm pretty sure you were saying something.
No, that's fine. The whole first scene with the tracksuit mafia where he's giving the girl's giving him advice about his girlfriend and what to do. They're being friendly with him. It's almost like I really enjoyed that for some reason, to where it's like, oh yeah, we like hanging out with you guys kind of thing.
Because they're tied up, and it's kind of like the hench people are just.
They're like, okay, what do we do now?
Imagine Dragons tickets.
Yeah. The thing is, these guys are not even threatening in any way possible. They're like the Keystone Cops. They're comic relief because they're just stupid.
Although I will say that just walking around the last couple of days, shopping or whatever, I have seen more people in tracksuits, and the first thing that pops into my head is, "Ooh, tracksuit mafia!" Ooh, tracksuit mafia!
And that's like just the mafia itself. Like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia made fun of that when they dealt with the mafia in one episode because they wore tracksuit. Like, tracksuit mafia is just like redundant. Like
redundancy.
Yes, that complaint belongs in the Department of Redundancy department. Yes. Get it? Department of Redundancy. Okay.
Gotcha.
You know what?
Oh, great.
Oh.
I had it left over.
Daryl.
I was going to say.
What's the matter? You missed that? It's okay, I can do it again.
Yo, Blade, that was so good. And that's why it's like I'm watching some of this Hawkeye stuff and I'm like, all right, when this guy shows up though, he's gonna make these guys look like idiots. I would think, but I don't know. Hawkeye's pretty great. It was tugging on those heartstrings, watching him have to communicate with his family without his hearing aid.
Oh, yeah.
And through her,
Yeah.
that whole scene. And it kind of shows how integral this is to the character and the storytelling, as opposed to just something like, well, let's check off a box. We'll have a deaf person in this. We'll have a blah, blah, but whatever. This very much is like, look, this is part of the character. They've explained the reason why. And even in the comics, it was a different reason, or there are a couple different reasons, but they've well explained why it would be a thing. And they've shown him using it. And I think it's pretty great. And that when he first answers the phone, he thinks it's his wife because his wife number comes up.
Yeah.
And he tries to talk, and it's his son. And then she has to communicate. And there's been some fun kind of like moments between them where he can't hear and they're saying stuff and they're like on the same page. And what do you guys think on that whole topic of the hearing aid of the?
I'm curious as to how it happened. How he
showed
lost.
it.
Did they?
They showed it in the first episode.
Dude.
When he's talking about his hearing aid,
I'm sorry,
it shows him going through a bunch of different explosions.
All the
and so it's
explosions with
basically
the Avengers and everything.
tonight's related. And in the comics, actually, there's some other reasons, like people literally like messing with him. But yeah, he basically it's actually comics accurate that he is.
But I think too
hard of hearing.
that added to okay, so he's hard of hearing, and Echo, the villain so far in this one, is deaf also, and that kind of there's a bridge over a gap there to where I think that it's you've got the good guy and the bad guy, but both of them have this link to where they both he knows ASL a little bit, American Sign Language, and she
Well, he even
obviously
says
knows
he's like, I want more cookie. I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
like I want more. He knows enough to like talk to his son a little bit, but he uses the hearing aid, and she says, like you were saying, that's the connection between you. She says you rely too much on technology.
Yeah.
And that's also the bridge. Talking about bridges, that's a bridge between the past and the present, because her past, you see her father, who is this very seemingly, I mean, from what we get from him, isn't he just
He doesn't seem
very
like a
kind, caring,
He doesn't seem like a mafia type.
attentive, loving father.
The only thing
who
that
happens to be working for Kingpin.
The only
Or
thing that threw me about that was that he had the neck tattoos. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
well,
he's a nice guy. Oh, he's got neck tattoos.
People
He's
can't
a bad guy.
Hey, people can have tattoos, all right? That's nothing. Whatever. The thing that kind of, and also these are mere moments that we give from him. And that also gives depth to the kind of characters that we're going to be seeing. Because here's the thing, you can be a kind, attentive, caring, passionate father who's doing everything they can for their child. And hey, I do that by working for Kingpin. I make enough money to support her by doing this. There's no other options. I work in my personal time with my child in these glimpses carrying a tent, blah, blah, who knows what else he's doing out in his life? You don't know. And who knows what else she's been doing other than kicking people's butts with a fake leg, because she also has a
prosthetic
leg, which the actual actress does.
It would be hilarious if they like CGI'd that. It's like she's got a real leg. Now, yes.
Matt had a comment there.
Oh.
We got
good call. Good call. I miss him. I do. Met 10-year-old son asks why he doesn't run out of arrows.
See, I disagree. He always runs out of arrows.
He ran out this time. He had one left.
And he's he ran out in the first one. He had that one left, and that was that's kind of the one that they used this time again.
Yeah.
Now I get the plunger arrow. Yeah. So he does. I mean, but the thing is, if you're a guy that shoots arrows, they can't be every time, oh, look, he's out of arrows. It's like, because then we'd just be like, look, this guy, all he does is shoot arrows and he's constantly out of arrows. What?
Well, it happened a few times in the movies.
Yeah, I'm just saying he can't be doing it every time. It can't be something that's.
And there was one
like
scene...
Spider-Web running out of like Spider-Man running out of webs. Like it should happen sometimes, but it can't be happening
all the time.
Every time. It's like he just started fighting. Oh no, I'm out of webs. It's like, dude, you didn't even. All right. Good stuff. I'm very much enjoying this show. I kind of am very excited to see what happens in this next episode. Swordsman,
Yelena,
there's still that. I mean, now that they've just shown that hand, everyone's losing their minds. It's like we were losing our minds over Spider-Man, and now we have a whole fresh reason to lose our minds.
I find that it's funny that you had the hand and you had the voice, and then 3 days later, 4 days later, Feige comes out and says, "Oh, Charlie Cox is going to come back. If we have a Daredevil, he'll come back." It's like
right next to a huge steaming bowl of foreshadowing.
You know it's coming. You know it's coming.
Well, they can't wait too long, or like they always do. They wait forever, and then the actor's too old to make it believable. So,
they got this locked down. They have so many opportunities. They also just announced that they're going to be doing 3 more Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland. And it's like,
oh, did they? I missed that one.
Oh yeah. They said with Tom Holland, we're doing 3 more Spider-Man movies happening.
Wow.
Yeah. Confirmed, and
that's it within the MCU or in the
so you
Spider-Verse?
Well, we saw. Look, here's the thing. That's kind of up in the air, but they've talked. It's been said Marvel, so working together, but probably so that they can tie it into the Spider-Verse movie, so they can sell more of those. And also, this happened around the time when the tickets first went on sale, and their record sales. They're like, you know what we like? Money. This guy, people with just bought a bunch of tickets to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Anyone who's an investor knows that. Well, okay, Tom Holland and Spider-Man, shovel out the money. That's a moneymaker. Look at that. That's what it gets.
I like money.
I'm sure the similar thing happened when George Clooney signed up for Batman. Worst thing that happened to cinema since Schumacher put nips on Batman. Fanboys. Oh, man. We'll see if you are what you appear to be. Fanboys. We have our
chain's only as strong as its weakest link. Hello, weakest link.
What is the name of Chewbacca's own planet?
That's never really said.
It's never mentioned in the movies.
And they're all looking at him going,
you know the answer.
You know the answer. Just say it. Just say it.
Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk.
Chewie's home planet is Kashyyyk. Or Debbie's room.
Oh, snap.
That Chewie.
Yeah.
Oh. Look, we can
Hi.
make what we were talking
There's Chewie.
Who are you? I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Batman.
All right. Do we have anything? Do you guys have anything else for this episode? I think I've surprisingly said all I can say.
Well,
I don't believe you.
I'm pretty sure one of two things.
Tell me.
Kate's mother is either
Martha.
No, Madam Mask, or she's working with Madam Mask. But I think it's the former because Marvel likes to shake it up. I mean, in the comics, Eleanor worked for Madam Mask. So I think for this, they'll make her Madam Mask. And that might be who Yelena's working for.
Who or what is Madam Mask?
She was a
What
villain
is that?
in the comics.
She had a mask? She hasn't been in the MCU.
No. Totally new
That's
character.
what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we were having a supervillain fight until I realized both of our mother's names were Martha.
And I also kind of wonder if her and Jack are working together, and that's why whenever Kate tries to show her that Jack is not the good guy that...
Sorry I'm late. I was fighting a caped badass. But then we discovered his mom is named Mar.
Sorry. Apparently that's the clip.
Oh.
I know. I've got
Anyways, he portrays himself as, you know, at least around Kate, as being this good guy, but we all know he's not. And I think him and Eleanor are in cahoots.
And I
Are we gonna see Lady Hydra in this at all? Julia Dreyfus?
Guess so. Because she's
Ooh,
more of
I
like
forgot
the
about her.
I did too.
She's more like
maybe
the other,
at the end.
she's more like the other Sam Jackson. You know what I mean? So like I wouldn't expect her to see until we get like the Avengers or the Dark Avengers or whatever they're, or the Thunderbolts, whatever they're building.
Whatever they're building.
She's building something.
Mm-hmm.
High stakes Legos.
And it'd also be interesting to see if Echo remains the villain or if she goes the path out like she does in the comics where
I'm
she
wondering
good
because you know, you had the Black Widow scene, the end credit scene from Black Widow, and we haven't seen what's her name pop up yet, even though that was kind of teased. It was, you know, hey,
next episode.
Are you sure?
I guarantee it.
Okay. But I wonder if this is Mephisto confirmed.
My sources told me this.
I'm wondering if Yelena is going to show up at some point during this, and then Hawkeye and Echo will work together to defeat her, and then that kind of puts Echo on the good guy path.
There's only 3. I mean, we're halfway through, so something's gonna be like how much we're gonna be Kingpin and Daredevil, and Yelena's gonna show up, and
the She-Hulk. Don't forget the She-Hulk.
Hush falls over the crowd as rookie sensation Wade W. Wilson out of Regina, Saskatchewan lines up the shot.
His form looks good.
Oh, that's why Regina rhymes with fun.
Looking forward to that next episode. There's fun to be had. Right?
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to exit the donut.
Hawkeye. Looking forward to it. I need to get some more Hawkeye clips in there. I need to get that. The city is flying. We're fighting robots. I got a boner. I need to stop saying that and just have the clip. I've got. It's gonna take out some of my bird stuff though.
I want my bird.
Well, okay, nothing's impossible. Are we talking about? Is this a bird back in Russia?
And I don't want to get rid of that stuff because Iron Man 2.
A great bird. It's a beautiful. We got this all the way from Russia.
A man, this not my bird.
Well, listen, even if it's not the bird, I mean, this is a gorgeous bird.
I worry that if I don't play these clips, that people will.
You're gonna have to shave. You're gonna have to either shave Iron Man 2 or Deadpool.
Is that your bird? I'm confused. You said it wasn't, but now it looks like you're best of pals. You love that bird, don't you? You know what? Take the bird.
I can't. I don't want to get rid of my bird, but I have other ones, and I can't get rid of this one because the Multiverse of Madness is coming up.
Dan, all right, let me ask you this one time. What master do you serve?
What master do I serve? What am I supposed to say, Jesus?
That
is the best.
All right, we're gonna make a get rid of and a keep section because also every single photo that the backgrounds, I have to delete things all the time. I'm at my limit, people. They only allow me 100 things, and I've got a bunch, so look out.
Kiff, we have a conundrum.
Great Scott!
I know. I'd say they're all over the place.
But now, in whatever year this is,
Hey, let's do get help.
Thor, he's back. That kid on the TV just called me a dickhead again.
Noob Master, hey, it's Thor again. You know, the God of Thunder? Listen, buddy, if you don't log off this game immediately, I'm gonna fly over to your house, come down to that basement you're hiding in, rip off your arms, and shove them up your butt!
Tristan.
How do you do that? I aim for the middle.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Every single one of those is essential, and I haven't even gotten to.
You think the studio would throw us a bone? They can't just dust off one of the famous X-Men? How about that Potts with the giant pigeon wings? What do those do anyway, huh? Carry him 3 feet off the ground to snatch up the nearest muffin crumb? No.
These are essential. We can't have the show. I don't know how we can have it.
Is that a fanny pack? I used to have one of those in 1990. Never.
Retrieving something from my utility bag.
It's a goddamn fanny pack, and you know it, you sick son of a bitch. The difference is night and day.
Dubsteps are pussies.
You're so dark!
You sure you're not from the DC universe?
I love dubstep!
Wait, is that you?
Hey, it's me. Don't scratch. Just cleaning up the timelines. Look, one day your old pal Wade's gonna ask you to get back in the saddle again. And when he does, say yes.
I would say, look, tell me which one of those to cut, and I'll say no.
Why don't we just find baby Thanos, and...
First of all, that's horrible.
It's Thanos.
It's Thanos.
It's Thanos. Actually, on our YouTube page, that video, it's literally just that clip. People have been commenting on it. It's like, it's Thanos. I love it. I freaking love it, dude.
what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
I will be talking for myself. This is an open and shut case, and anybody who can't see that is a savage and an idiot.
Okay. So,
settle down, Chris. Settle down.
Anything else to say on? I thought we were done. I was just playing. Do you have anything else? I was making a point, and then I did get distracted. So thank you, Debbie.
That's what I'm here for. It's when I get paid the big bucks. Not.
Comparatively, I mean, 0 times 0.
You get paid as much as I do, so
Yeah, we're all equals
This is
here.
true.
Uh,
You just watched 7 for the first time, Matt?
What?
What?
How have you lived with yourself?
Really? Which is an awesome movie, by the way.
he's referring.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
I mean, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman.
Shut up and take my money.
Yes.
Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin Spacey.
My gun.
Oh.
Don't give away the ending.
Who's they? What the hell is an aluminum falcon?
Okay, look. Thank you. I think we're done. We're done. You guys. We're done. We're done. I'm done. We're done. All right. Let's close it out with some wholesomeness. You guys know what I'm going for. I say wholesome. We'll see you next week here on MCU Mondays, every 9:30 Eastern time zones.
Shit!
Language.
Wait a second. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language?
Just slipped out.
Find the scepter.
And for gosh sake, watch your language.
That's not going away anytime soon.
You bet your ass.
Steve, you said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone about
The
that?
handle's imprinted.
Out with the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanoff? Fury, you son of